Hey, beautiful friends, it's Erica. I want to talk right now about a very important piece of what is going on in the collective energies and of the planet and in the collective consciousness right now. You guys know we've been building and building to major transition, major change. I have lots of videos here on the channel where I speak to this. And to help support people who are awakened, continue to stay strong as we move through this transition, which is going to be, it's going to take a while. It's not going to happen overnight, but it is happening and it is underway. And there's a reason certain people have awoken first, is because we are meant to help when the masses awaken. This is something that we have talked about and known for a while, but I want to share something that came up in a channeled session I did yesterday, because it's going to be very relevant to, it's again, a good reminder. This is even a reminder for myself. Half the time I'm doing these videos, it's to remind me as well of what I need to remember in my work and in my life. And that is, understanding that as the masses awaken to the reality and to the new reality, the new energies, you guys know we are in now the new energy. This is why we are experiencing massive changes, it's almost like a disorientation. And I don't know if you guys have been feeling this. I know I have, where there's this feeling of things just aren't the same, and you know it. And the way I was shown this was there's, many people were in New Earth consciousness in the old energy being the illusion, the 3D illusion. But now what's happening is we are in the new consciousness, in the new energy. Between all the light codes and the solar flares and the frequencies of the earth and the grid all shifting dramatically, we are in the new energy right now, and that is why we're having to now acclimate being in the higher consciousness, in the new energy, being surrounded by people who may not be in the new consciousness yet, but they're in the new energy. So they don't know what the hell to do with it. They're like, they are even more discombobulated than those of us that have been doing our work and on mission or awakened. So we have to remember we're kind of still dealing with two different groups of people and different levels of consciousness and awareness. Those of us that have been doing this for a long time, we've developed the skill sets for how to navigate in the higher consciousness. But now that the actual energy on Earth is transitioning into the new consciousness as well, and we're having to deal with people that were like, they're in the new energy, but they're still in the old consciousness. Whereas before this fall, literally before this fall, we were in the old energy. Some of us were living in the new consciousness and the new energy, but the energy of the earth in the collective was more old. Am I making any freaking sense at all? Because I'm seeing it so clearly. But it was like before, yes, we were existing in higher dimensions and accessing higher dimensions of consciousness in the old energy on the planet. But now the planet's energy is in the new energy, or transitioning into the new energy more and more. That is where we are getting people who are all dazed and confused and going, what in the actual heck is going on? So they don't even know, they don't have the skills that way showers have developed over a long time. And so imagine how disconcerting that is for them. I mean, it's disconcerting for us in some ways because we're not used to being in the new energy. So we're having to adapt and adjust. But so when we are in that situation, the reminder for all of us is it's extremely important, first of all, to remember that it's almost like we're dealing with 4 different combinations of things. You're dealing with the level of consciousness, you're dealing with the level of the energy on Earth. And just because we're in the new energy doesn't mean that people are going to have the level of consciousness. But the way they're showing, they're reminding me, they're giving me the example right now of, for example, I was a lifeguard throughout my college summers. And in lifeguard training, the first rule is don't jeopardize yourself to save somebody else. Now, of course, lifeguards get out into dangerous situations because that's their job. However, when you're in a rescue situation, if you are going to basically drown because you're in that situation, you're supposed to almost like, you're not supposed to jeopardize your life to save somebody else's. If it gets to a point where you know that you're in trouble too, as horrible as that sounds, it's better to have one person lost than two. And so think about, and the other thing with the lifeguard analogy is when somebody is out there in the ocean, this is what people are doing. This is the energy that the collective is in right now, is they are out in the ocean drowning and they're in a panic. Somebody comes in to help them. Somebody's coming in to rescue them. It's like, hey, that lifeguard's here. Oh my God, there's hope. I've got it. And then but they're such in a panic that they try to climb on top of the lifeguard and to push the lifeguard down because they're so desperate to get above the water. And so it's like in their panic, they don't realize that they are bringing down the person who's coming to help them. And so if you think of yourself as the lifeguard, yes, there's people that are going to feel like they're drowning right now. Go out there, try, if you may be trying to go out and rescue them and help them, help them get to safety through the storm, but do not jeopardize yourself in the process. There may be a point where if somebody's in that panic energy and you're trying to help them, you may have to back off to preserve yourself for a period of time. And there are going to be some people, unfortunately, and again, this is such kind of a horrible example to give because it involves losing someone, but there are going to be people that are not going to be saved. It's just the way that it is. And we cannot save everybody. We cannot help everybody as much as we wish we could and we want to, we cannot. And so we have to have the mastery to recognize that moment where you might need to save yourself and to say, listen, I can't jeopardize myself right now, because there might be, it doesn't mean the person won't be saved, but maybe you're not supposed to save them then. You might be planting a seed. They might be too much in the panic energy, too much in the collective fear energy, in the holy crap, what the heck is this whole world about energy? What has my whole life been about if everything is completely shattered and different than I thought it was? I mean, that is some serious stuff, because we all experienced it when we went through it. But imagine so many people being in that panic. Like I keep seeing an image of like people trying to climb over each other, like they're showing me crabs trying to get out of a bucket. And the crabs are trying to get on, and they're climbing on top of each other to get closer and closer to the top. But then the guy from underneath tries to go up and he pushes the other guy down so that he can get up. I mean, that's really what we're dealing with here, is that energy trying to escape out of something and clamoring to get out of the discomfort. And so for some of you that, and this is hard because I'm, as a healer, you want to heal everybody, you want to help everybody. And I learned very early on in my healing world, in my healing career, that not everyone wants to be helped. Some people think they want to be helped, but then they don't accept the help when it's given to them. And then there's the people that accept the help, but then they turn around and blame the help for the rest of their problems. And then they forget that they were helped in the first place and make you the bad guy. I mean, it's the whole psyche of healing and growth is fascinating. But again, we have to remember that we might need to focus on our own survival and our own strength and our own well-being, first and foremost. Because if we go down with the ship, who the hell's going to take care of all these panicking people? We need as many of us. We need as many of us strong, centered, doing our best to help people through into the new earth. But know that we cannot sacrifice ourselves in the process. And anyway, I just wanted to bring that on. If you are, a light worker, if you are more awakened and you're looking for some more support, I do actually have a course, an online course called the Lightworker Survival Kit that I created recently, which is intended to help you stay strong during the craziness. It addresses all the things that you may be dealing with in your external world, and how to navigate that and not get sucked down into the fear, the desperation, the anger, all of that is going to be the energy that we are all swimming in, that is in the collective, right? Even though we may be centered, there could be a storm going on around us that we need to stay centered. So if you're interested, I will put the link down below to check out the information page if you feel called. And I think that's about it. So also, those of you, Soul Growth Accelerator, I know there have been major issues with signing up for the new version of it, which is actually an improved, new separate version that has more expanded content. So I'm trying to figure out the technical side of that right now. And so hang tight. I'm sorry if it's been confusing, or if you've had challenges and you've tried to do it, you've tried to sign up and it's just the system's kicking you out. I am so sorry. This is why changing platforms is always a challenge and always can bring up a lot of concerns, but don't worry, we'll figure it out. I'll get it fixed, or I'll figure out how to fix the situation and how to instruct you to be able to do it, and get you some clearer direction on that. So just hang tight. I will get to you as soon as possible on that. And until next time, I send you love. Bye.